Welcome back to International Star Media, the Gold Star Standard, at the Gold Star Standard. Reactions, reviews, and news you can use. Once again, I am your host, International Yada, for the record saying the dollars. And check it out. We're going to start this one off by saying, let her go.
Get the fuck out of here!
If she wants to leave, let her go. We're going to recap a story that we already went over. Story about a guy by the name of Winston Burt, a.k.a. Dice Capone. There he is right there up on the screen. Got a call about some people that was close to this case, very close to this case, contacted me, gave me some additional information about this case. And I like to say, do not let your emotions get the best of you. When you're in a situation where you're being led by your emotions and you throw your life away. That seems to be what happened in this case. That he was led by his emotions and he threw his life away. I'm not going to say who contacted me, but the person said they spoke highly of this guy. The person spoke very highly of this guy. You know, they spoke about some problems and some things that was going on. But all in all and overall, they spoke highly of this guy. And I want to say, don't throw your life away. It's just not worth it. Well, let's get straight off into this. Let's jump into this news story. And then we're going to do a quick recap of this. And play some the body cam footage that we didn't play before. We're going to play the full body cam footage of the arrest. Anyways, here we go. Let's start off with this news story. Here we go.
Request to enter a plea of not guilty to all counts.
In court today, Winston Burt faced a judge because he's charged in a human trafficking case. These documents say the defendant allegedly leads a sex trafficking enterprise that's operated in at least 3 states, including Washington. And according to prosecutors, Burt demanded that multiple female victims make $2,000 a day for him through prostitution, often along Aurora Avenue. In this document, it states when one young woman cried and said, "I want to go home," she was violently beaten and held against her will. According to
and that right there is an example of it. What they said that happened in this court, in the court paperwork. They said it was one girl that stated, "I want to go home." And they said that she was violently beaten. You know, I wasn't there. I don't know what happened in this case, but this is what was alleged, and this is what he was found guilty of. I want to go home. If you hear that, the first thing that you should do is show her the door. Let her get up out of there. If she wants to leave, let her go. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to take this from the top, and I'm going to let this play. Y'all got to get it together out here. Here we go.
All counts.
In court today, Winston Burt faced a judge because he's charged in a human trafficking case. These documents say the defendant allegedly leads a sex trafficking enterprise that's operated in at least 3 states, including Washington. And according to prosecutors, Burt demanded that multiple female victims make $2,000 a day for him through prostitution, often along Aurora Avenue. In this document, it states when one young woman cried and said, "I want to go home," she was violently beaten and held against her will. According to investigators, on November 5th, she jumped out of a 3rd-story window of a home to escape and ended up in the middle of Aurora Avenue. A rideshare driver stopped to help, letting her into his vehicle. Police say Burt followed after in his Mercedes, firing gunshots. The woman made it to the hospital, and police arrested Burt the next day.
The sad thing about this case is that this is the norm. What's unusual is that it actually got seen, she actually got help, and it's actually being addressed.
Audrey Begke works for an organization called REST, an acronym for Real Escape from the Sex Trade. And Benjamin Gowan is a senior deputy prosecuting attorney who focuses on anti-trafficking cases.
Aurora Avenue North, specifically in the Seattle area, is the epicenter of sex trafficking in King County, and it's gotten incredibly violent.
He says King County data shows the impact.
Over the last probably 4 years, we've seen a 34% average increase in the number of identified minors who have been sex trafficked in this area. We know that demand has spiked for commercial sex acts.
Sex trafficking is alive and well in our community, and we can't turn a blind eye to it.
As for Burt, the defendant in court today, he pleaded not guilty and is awaiting trial. He is being held on a
$750,000 bond. Okay, let's do a recap of this. Here we go. Winston Cornell Burt, a pimp, also known as Dice Capone, was sentenced to 15 years in prison for federal sex trafficking and firearm possession charges. The California man was also sentenced to a concurrent 176-month sentence on the state charges in King County, Washington. This was a state case and also a federal case related to a violent 2002 incident involving one of his victims. The victims escaped. On November 5th, 2022, a 20-year-old woman escaped Burt's by jumping out of a third-story window of a Seattle Airbnb and running into traffic. The Uber driver shootout. This is where things escalated when she jumped out the window and ran into the middle of the track, ran into the street. An Uber driver picked up the woman who was wearing only her underwear at the time. Wow. Burt pursued them, opened fire on the Uber driver's vehicle. The Uber driver, who was armed, returned fire and neither was injured. So there was he shot at the car, at the Uber driver's car who picked up the woman in the middle of the street. Shootout. The Uber driver was armed, licensed to carry, and shot back. Like they said, it's a good thing nobody was injured in this. But let's go over this. Let's finish going over this. Arrest and prosecution. Burt was arrested the next day as he was leaving the Airbnb. He ultimately pleaded guilty to sex trafficking and unlawful firearm possession. So this was a guilty plea where he received on both of those sentences. He pled guilty to these charges. So it's no longer alleged. These charges, he pled guilty to them. Here we go. Victim testimony. A victim spoke at Burt's sentencing, stating, "He gets a thrill from violence and hurting people. I was one of the lucky ones who got away." Like I said, that was one of the victims' testimony. But the person that I spoke to, they spoke very highly of this guy, though. You know, said he let his emotions overtake him. Well, I'm not going to get into all that, but he let his emotions get the best of him, is what they said. Let's continue. Sentencing and forfeiture. In addition to his prison sentence, Burt was ordered to forfeit firearms and more than $72,000 in cash. He will also serve 15 years of supervised release after leaving prison. Just not worth it. It is just not worth it. Okay, here goes another let's go over this second news story first. Let's do that. Here we go.
This is Winston Burt, who also went by the name Dice Capone, a Seattle pimp now facing 15 years in prison for his actions in November 2022 when he started shooting at an Uber driver.
I'm just running for my life, and he started opening fire at me.
And that Uber driver shot back.
I'm a, what you call that, concealed weapons for me. And I protected myself. I returned fire because he was, oh, this is crazy. And that got him off me. I thought we lost him.
You see what the Uber driver said that was shooting back at him? This is crazy. Broad daylight in the middle of the street. I'm not sure what Dice Capone, not sure what this guy was thinking. Of course this Uber driver was going to call the police, and report that he picked up a girl that was running in her undergarments, jumped into his car, and the man started shooting at him. Y'all got to get together out here for real, for real. Let's continue with this. We're going to take this one from the top. Yeah, we're going to let this play. Y'all got to really get it together out here. Here we go.
This is Winston Burt, who also went by the name Dice Capone, a Seattle pimp now facing 15 years in prison for his actions in November 2022 when he started shooting at an Uber driver.
I'm just running for my life. And he started opening fire at me.
And that Uber driver shot back.
I'm a, what you call that, concealed weapon for me. And I protected myself. I returned fire because he was, oh, this is crazy. And that got him off there. I thought we lost him.
According to police, Burt was sex trafficking women on Aurora Avenue in Seattle. One of the women told him she no longer wanted to work for him, so he beat her up, pistol whipped her, and held her against her will in a house in South Seattle. The woman jumped out of a window, but Burt and other women caught her, then drove her to North Aurora. A surveillance camera captured what happened next. The woman begging for help in the middle of the road as Burt's SUV circled around. And that's when the Uber driver picked her up and sped off.
And all of a sudden I was driving and I saw her getting beat up. She said, open door. I did. And she said, take her to the hospital.
Nobody was shot during the rolling gun battle. The Uber driver was able to get the victim to safety. She testified in court against her former pimp. Prosecutors say Burt made his girls tattoo his name, Dice Capone, on their faces.
I just hope that no one has to endure what I went through ever again, because no one should ever have to go through that.
A judge imposed a sentence of just shy of 15 years for these state charges. But this is not the end of the legal road for Winston Burt. He also pleaded guilty to federal sex trafficking charges, and he's scheduled to be sentenced on that sometime early next year.
And as you know, he was already sentenced. He received state time and also federal time, not just 15 years in the state, but I believe also 15 years in the federal penitentiary. Like the man said, it was crazy shooting in the middle of the street. Once again, if you are charged with sex trafficking and found guilty, what they need to find you guilty are the elements force, fraud, coercion, violence, and or the threats of violence. The Uber driver said that he seen that the girl was running from this guy.
Hey, driver, open your window! Open your window! Hands off the window. Robert, that's a female driver. Anybody else in the car? Hey, is there anybody else in the car? Say it again. Open all the windows, please. Driver, shut the car off. Driver, shut the car off. Do you have the keys? Okay, take the keys out. Show them to me, please. Okay, perfect. Can you set the keys on the roof? Thank you. Okay, driver, go and exit the vehicle, please. Everybody else stay there.
What does a passenger look like?
Eric, I got your passenger side, man.
Okay, you next. Hop out. Keep your hands where you can see them. Hey, how many more in the car?
Two more.
Two more. Thank you. Hey, passenger, front passenger. Go and step out of the car, please. Front passenger, step out.
Keep your hands up, boss. You're good. Keep your hands up.
Walk straight back up.
Just come straight backwards. You good?
I'll take over commands. Walk straight back towards me. Keep walking back. Back towards me. Back towards me. Keep walking back. Keep walking back. Keep walking back. Stop. You have any weapons on you? I got it.
Hey, passenger, come here. Come step out.
Yep, you're good, you're good, you're good. Come on back, man. Just one for back on, okay?
Yep, let's go. Can you grab that phone, please?
All right, ready? Okay. All right, clear. It's clear.
So this vehicle was involved in a shooting yesterday, okay? Huh? This vehicle was involved in a shooting. We believe it was involved in a shooting, okay? You're only being detained right now. Suspicion of assault, okay? That's what's happening. I'm going to read you your Miranda rights, okay?
How are you reading me my rights? What did I do?
You're in custody. I got to read your rights.
But what did I do, though?
Hey, we'll talk about that in a second. Let me read you your rights, okay? I already told you why you're being detained. You're being detained only, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. You have the right at this time to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you while you are being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you for any questioning if you wish. If you're under arrest, you have the right to counsel. If you're unable to pay for counsel, you're entitled to have one provided without charge. Do you understand each of these rights that I have read to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Having these rights in mind, are you willing to talk to us?
I don't know what I did.
At this point, we just need to identify you. So name, address, date of birth, phone number. Are you willing to give that to that officer?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So why did they arrest me?
So the suspect in our investigation is unfortunately a male. Obviously, none of the females need to be in handcuffs right now. Okay, so the possible driver or suspect associated with that vehicle, we believe was involved in a shooting. If it's not you, if it wasn't you, you got nothing to worry about. Okay, just want to be really clear right there. If you didn't do anything wrong, you got nothing to worry about. Okay.
Is there anything out of Washington?
No. California?
I'm gonna see this. All right. Well, you're in custody. I'm gonna take this off just to make sure that you don't get choked or anything. Okay.
I don't. Can you leave my chain on?
You're allowed me to leave it on?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's just a safety issue. I don't want you to get hurt.
Yes, sir.
You don't have the use of your arms, so.
Why did they? Oh, this kind of tight. Could you?
Yeah, let me take a look at them. Go ahead. I'll take a quick look.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah. Here. Hold on. I got you.
They said it was a male. They said it was a male.
Hey, I know very little on this, okay? But the vehicle in question was involved in a very, very serious crime. How's that? Is that a little bit better? You got finger right there, finger right there?
She's telling me, like, I wasn't even in that car, right?
Hey, like I said, man, if you didn't do anything wrong, you got absolutely nothing to worry about, okay? So just...
And I was driving that car.
I'm not saying you were driving.
That's what I'm saying. Why am I being... If I'm not the guy that was even in the car, I just got picked up.
Then you got nothing to worry about. Unfortunately, this vehicle is a very, very serious problem vehicle, okay? Go ahead and turn around if you want. You are only being detained at this point. We are determining whether or not you're going to be arrested. That's where we're at, okay?
Why me, though?
I've explained to you, okay,
No,
last night. Hold on.
I wasn't in that car last night.
Then you have nothing to worry about, all right? But somebody in that vehicle, we believe, was and caused a very, very serious crime, okay? And it wasn't a female. It was a male suspect, all right? That's where we're at.
Wouldn't y'all have a description or something of the male?
My sergeant right now is working on and speaking with the follow-on units, the ones conducting the investigation.
Right.
They're going to determine whether or not you are the person that we are looking for. If you are not the person that we're looking for, you're going to be released. You understand? Hey, that's where we're at, man. That's all I've got, dude. I'm a beat cop, all right? The investigators that do a lot better than I do, they're the ones making this decision, okay? All right, have a seat, please. Yeah, I know it's tight, but it's only like a 2-minute drive, all right? So can you rotate a little bit too that way? There you go. How tall are you? 6'2". Oh, that's not too good for us now, is it? So we'll get you to the precinct and get you out of this car as quick as we can. Okay.
And that's how it ended for him in that case right there. The last time on the streets, seen a body cam arrest video. Once again, don't throw your life away. Take heed. He was sentenced to 15 years in federal prison and nearly 15 years in state prison. It's just not worth it. Just not worth it. You must have control of your emotions at all times. International Star Media, the Gold Star Standard, at the Gold Star Standard. Reactions, reviews, and news you can use. And once again, shout out to his people that contacted me about this case. And that's why I did the recap and put the body cam footage in there. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. And we will see you on the next one.